If you believe expensive cars are safer purchases, this video is going to challenge that assumption in a very uncomfortable way. I spoke with over 50 professional mechanics across multiple European countries, as well as the United States, and asked them a question most buyers never think to ask. What car do you trust enough to buy for yourself, with your own money, after working on these cars day in and day out? The result was not just surprising, it was nearly the same every time. Not one of them was driving a BMW, an Audi, or a Mercedes. These are not opinions from journalists or influencers who borrow cars for a week and talk about how the interior feels. These are people who see vehicles after the warranty expires, after 100,000 miles, when timing chains stretch, electronic systems fail, and repair estimates start with 4 digits. What they choose to drive reveals which cars quietly protect your money and which ones turn ownership into a long series of expensive surprises. By the end of this video, you will understand why mechanics avoid certain brands entirely, which cars they trust with their own money, and how that single insight can protect you from costly mistakes before you sign anything. So let's start with the car that shattered my expectations the fastest, the one mechanics kept buying quietly, while everyone else kept chasing the wrong idea of better. The Toyota Corolla Hybrid. The pattern I didn't expect. Number 6 is the car mechanics quietly choose for themselves, while journalists keep calling it boring, the Toyota Corolla Hybrid. This is not a vehicle people buy to impress co-workers or neighbors, and that is exactly why it keeps showing up in mechanic driveways. When you ask professionals who fix cars for a living what they trust enough to own personally, this model comes up again and again. Toyota has been refining hybrid systems for more than 27 years, and that long history matters to people who understand failure patterns. Mechanics are not impressed by new technology. They are impressed by technology that has already survived decades of real use. One mechanic in Oklahoma with over 20 years in the trade told me that when customers ask him what he would buy if reliability was the only goal, his answer never changes. The Corolla Hybrid simply removes too many problems to ignore. What makes this car earn a place on this list is not what it does, but what it avoids. There is no turbocharger adding stress and repair risk, no DSG transmission with expensive servicing requirements, no diesel particulate filter clogging on short trips, and no AdBlue system triggering warning lights. Mechanics know these systems generate the biggest repair bills, and the Corolla Hybrid simply does not use them. Even the hybrid battery, which many buyers worry about, costs less to replace than a single major transmission repair on a German car, and most mechanics never see these batteries fail in normal ownership. High mileage use tells the real story. Taxi drivers regularly push these cars beyond 300,000 miles with little more than routine maintenance. Oil changes, tires, and brakes make up most of the service history. Fuel consumption around 4 liters per 100 miles keeps annual fuel costs low, which matters to mechanics who drive long distances and calculate ownership costs over 10 or 15 years, not lease terms. But not every mechanic wants to give up driving feel entirely. Some still want engagement, just without gambling on failure, and that's where the next car enters the picture. The Honda Civic 1.5 manual. Why mechanics avoid the automatic. Number 5 is the car chosen by people who still want to enjoy driving, but refuse to gamble with complexity. The Honda Civic with the 1.5-liter engine and a manual gearbox is the version that repeatedly came up when the discussion turned personal. Not because it is nostalgic or old-fashioned, but because it is the configuration that makes the most sense once you understand how modern transmissions fail and what they cost to fix. One workshop owner in Colorado explained it in purely financial terms. A clutch replacement on the manual Civic costs around $350. A CVT repair on many modern cars can exceed $3,000. For someone who fixes vehicles for a living, that comparison ends the discussion immediately. It is not about preference, it is about risk management. Mechanics know exactly which components turn into large bills later, and they choose the version that minimizes that exposure. The Civic also earns trust through how it ages. Interiors regularly reach 200,000 miles without falling apart. Panels stay tight, controls keep working. There is no glossy trim peeling, no screens failing, and no constant warning lights. Visibility is excellent, space is generous, and the car remains easy to live with even after years of use. What ultimately separates this car from most modern alternatives is how little second-guessing it creates over time. There is no constant worry about what might fail next or how expensive that failure could be. People who work on cars all day recognize that feeling immediately, and that is why this model keeps ending up in their own garages, rather than just their recommendations. But what happens when a brand designs an entire vehicle around avoiding modern failure points from the start? That question leads directly to the next car mechanics kept mentioning, even when nobody expected them to. The Mazda CX30. When simplicity still matters. Number 4 is where the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. When people who spend their lives repairing BMWs, Audis, and Mercedes talk about what they would actually trust enough to own themselves, this car keeps coming up instead. The Mazda CX30, with the 2-liter naturally aspirated petrol engine, is not the version most buyers are shown, and it is not the one that looks impressive on paper. It is the simple engine choice that avoids the problems these professionals deal with every day, which is why it earns their confidence long after the warranty period is over. One Mazda specialist summed it up in a way I have not forgotten. He told me that this naturally aspirated 2-liter engine is the closest thing still on sale today to the kind of reliability Toyota built in the 1990s, back when engines were designed to last rather than to impress on a spec sheet. There is no turbocharger adding heat and pressure, no complex cylinder deactivation system, and no direct injection setup that slowly clogs intake valves and turns into an expensive cleaning job. What you get instead is an engine that does its job quietly and keeps doing it year after year. When I checked the data behind those opinions, the numbers lined up. Reliability studies show Mazda's naturally aspirated petrol models experiencing roughly 47% fewer major drivetrain failures than the segment average. That difference is not theoretical. It shows up in workshops as empty service bays where premium cars would normally be waiting for repairs. Mechanics notice that absence immediately because they spend their days working on BMWs and Audis with timing chain issues, turbo failures, and transmission problems, while the Mazdas mostly come in for routine maintenance. Ownership costs reinforce the same pattern. Mazda backs the CX30 with a 7-year warranty in many markets, which tells you how confident they are in the underlying hardware. Depreciation also tells its own story. After 3 years, the CX30 typically retains around 68% of its value, compared to roughly 45% for comparable Volkswagen crossovers. That gap represents real money preserved, not a theoretical advantage on paper. This is why the CX30 earns trust instead of attention. It does not promise excitement or prestige. It promises that nothing dramatic will happen when the mileage climbs and the warranty expires. And once you see how far that mindset goes, the next car makes perfect sense, even though almost nobody talks about it. The Hyundai i30, the car that never asks for attention. At number 3 is a car that almost never comes up in enthusiast conversations, but appeared repeatedly when I asked mechanics what they actually drive. The Hyundai i30, specifically with the 1.6-liter naturally aspirated petrol engine and a manual transmission. This is not a car mechanics admire. It is a car they trust. The 1.6 MPI engine avoids the systems that generate expensive failures later in life. It uses port injection rather than direct injection. There is no turbocharger. The timing chain is conservatively engineered. In workshop terms, it is an engine that simply does not create drama. A mechanic in southern Germany showed me his personal service history. Over 150,000 kilometers. No unexpected repairs, no warning lights, no electrical faults, just routine servicing. His explanation was short. These cars rarely come in with serious problems, so he bought one. The manual gearbox is part of that decision. Clutch replacements are inexpensive and predictable. Compared to modern automatic or dual clutch repairs, the risk is limited and clearly defined. Mechanics understand exactly what failure will cost before it happens. Inspection data reflects the same pattern. The i30 does not excel because it is exceptional. It performs well because it avoids major faults. Most reported issues are standard wear items rather than mechanical failures. Inside, the car follows the same logic. Physical controls for climate and essential functions. No reliance on software to operate basic features. When something fails, it fails in isolation rather than taking the whole car with it. But there's one car mechanics described in an even more telling way, not as reliable, but as the car people simply never bother replacing. The Honda Jazz 1.5 VTEC, the car people forget to replace. At number 2 is a car that mechanics rarely recommend out loud, but quietly keep for themselves. The Honda Jazz with the naturally aspirated petrol engine and a manual transmission. This choice has nothing to do with image or performance. It comes down to how the car behaves once it leaves warranty coverage and accumulates real mileage. Mechanics described the Jazz as unusually tolerant of daily use patterns that accelerate wear in other vehicles. Short trips, cold starts, urban driving, and irregular servicing do not seem to provoke cascading failures. A workshop owner in Spain explained that he originally bought the Jazz as a temporary solution after selling his previous car. Years later, he never replaced it. His service records showed consistent maintenance and an absence of unexpected repairs, even as mileage climbed well past what he normally considers comfortable for modern cars. The engine's design plays a significant role in this outcome. It is lightly stressed, avoids complex emissions hardware, and does not rely on forced induction to meet performance targets. Mechanics pointed out that these engines rarely present internal issues and almost never arrive in workshops with catastrophic failures. The manual transmission further limits long-term risk. Wear occurs gradually and is easy to predict. When components eventually need attention, repairs are uncomplicated and proportionate to the car's value. For professionals who calculate ownership in terms of time and cost rather than novelty, that balance matters. What surprised many mechanics was how well the Jazz holds together as it ages. Interior components resist wear, electrical issues remain uncommon, and the car continues to function normally, even as cosmetic imperfections accumulate. It is not a car that ages gracefully in appearance, but it ages calmly in operation. At this point, the pattern is impossible to ignore, and once you see it, there's only one logical end to this list. A car mechanics didn't recommend loudly, but kept buying quietly. The Toyota RAV4 Hybrid, built for people who know better. This is the car that kept appearing even after the list felt complete. Not because anyone was trying to recommend it, but because too many mechanics independently landed on the same answer. When I asked what they would buy if they were spending their own money and planning to keep a car long-term, this model surfaced again and again without prompting. The Toyota RAV4 Hybrid is not a passion purchase, and it is not marketed as something special, yet it quietly earns the trust of mechanics who understand exactly how modern cars fail. What actually separates this car from its rivals has nothing to do with branding or size, and everything to do with what is happening under the hood. The Toyota RAV4 Hybrid relies on a drivetrain Toyota has been quietly refining for decades, while other manufacturers keep resetting the clock with new and more fragile solutions. There is no turbocharger pushing a small engine too hard, no dual-clutch transmission waiting to fail, and no diesel emissions equipment designed to clog in daily driving. The eCVT does not have traditional wear components, and the electric motors are brushless, which means there is very little inside the system that actually degrades. Mechanics see the result of this every day because these cars almost never come in for major repairs, even with high mileage. A mechanic from Michigan showed me service records from several Toyota RAV4 hybrids owned by private drivers and taxi operators. Odometers well beyond 300,000 kilometers were common, and the service history barely changed. Oil changes, filters, brakes, and tires. No timing chains, no gearbox rebuilds, no sudden four-figure bills. That kind of predictability is exactly what professionals look for when they plan to keep a car long-term. The ownership costs make the decision easy. For a vehicle of this size, real-world fuel consumption of around 4.5 liters per 100 miles keeps running costs low, even with high annual mileage. Depreciation is also far lower than comparable European SUVs with more complex drivetrains, so more of your money stays in the car instead of vanishing once the warranty ends. That is why this model fits the title perfectly. It is not a premium car, but it is one professionals trust enough to buy with their own money. Over 50 mechanics, hundreds of cars on the market, and not a single German premium brand in their driveways. That isn't coincidence. The cars they trust are the ones built to avoid attention, not demand it. What's missing from this list matters as much as what's on it. Complexity looks like progress on a brochure, but it pays someone else when it fails. If you're choosing your next car, ask yourself who really benefits from all that technology. Tell me in the comments which car surprised you most, and subscribe if you want ownership advice based on what actually survives, not what sells.